والسلام على سيد المرسلين أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صلوا على الحبيب صلى الله تعالى على سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي وحبيبي يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الحمد لله thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting us the opportunity to listen to His Quran in the blessed month of Ramadan in the form of recitation in Salah al-Tarawih. We beg of Allah Azza wa Jal to accept it of us, accept it of those who have recited, accept it of those who have listened. Ameen. Alhamdulillah, in today's Tarawih, mashallah, many topics are discussed, but also many Anbiya alayhim salam to discuss. And came to mind that one Nabi of Allah Azza wa Jal is mentioned over and over again, and I said that we're going to have a discussion regarding him, and I never got down to it, I never got to do so. So today inshallah we'll discuss a little regarding his blessed life, Sayyidina Nabi Musa alayhi salam. MashaAllah, his mention was made of in so many paras, in so many juz, so many days in Tarawih. So today inshallah I'll just summarize a few. There's much more, but it's difficult to discuss so much in so little time. Within a few moments inshallah we'll discuss Sayyidina Nabi Musa alayhi salam. Firstly, let's start at his birth. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam was born into the tribe of Bani Israel. He was a prophet of Bani Israel. But before he was born, there was a ruler who was ruling Bani Israel, and he is known as Fir'aun. Fir'aun is very well known. Everyone tends to know his name, Fir'aun. He was a tyrant ruler. He was very harsh, especially on Bani Israel. He would treat them as slaves, and he would treat them very badly. And Fir'aun was someone who had lots of pride himself, to the extent that he would demand that people worship him. He claimed that he is Allah, ma'adallah. So Fir'aun was told that there will come a person, a child who will be born from this nation, and he will overthrow you and your rule. He couldn't stand this. Firstly, this angered him, and secondly, very importantly, it scared him that my rule is going to be overthrown. So what did he decide to do? He decided that every child who is born from Bani Israel, every male child born from Bani Israel, I'm going to kill them. So he started to kill. Every male child that was born, he was killing these babies, killing children. And eventually it came to him that Bani Israel, all the male children are dying, and you want them and you use them as your slaves and your servants. How is it that you're going to have any of them left if you're going to kill all of them? So how will this nation continue? So he decided, okay, what we'll do is in 1 year, every child I'll kill, every male child, and in the next year, every male child I'll leave. But he thought he could plan. Little did he realize, Allah Rabbul Izzah, Allah Azza wa Jal knows best, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's way is best, better than he could have planned. So Allah Azza wa Jal made it such that during the year that he was leaving people, leaving children, not killing them, Allah Azza wa Jal made the Nabi, the brother of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, Nabi Harun alayhi salam. Allah Azza wa Jal made him be born in that time. And during the year that he was killing children, Allah Azza wa Jal made Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam born. So firstly, he was born, Musa alayhi salam was born in the year that Fir'aun was killing every child, killing every male child. Allah Azza wa Jal made such that in that year, Fir'aun thought he could plan. In that year that he was killing every male child, Allah made his Nabi Musa alayhi salam born in that year, and he was the Nabi of Allah. He was the personality who was going to overthrow the rule of Fir'aun. Subhanallah. Anyway, this child was born to the Musa alayhi salam, and Musa alayhi salam, when he was born, at that time Fir'aun would send his soldiers house to house to see if there's any male child. So his mother had taken him. She was concerned, worried that if they find this child, they will kill him. So she placed him in a pot, and she left him over the stove, but not with the stove burning. So they assumed that they didn't worry about checking, and they left the house, and now she has this child. But she can't keep the child. If she's going to keep the child, they're going to find out. So what she did is she made a little cradle or a basket, and she took the child, the Musa alayhi salam, and she placed him in the river, and she let the river flow. Only trusting this river is flowing. This river is flowing, and this river is flowing towards the direction of the house of the palace of Fir'aun.
Allahu Akbar.
Nabi Musa alayhi salam's sister, she ran alongside the river. She ran alongside the river and she saw where it went, and it came to the house of Fir'aun, and the wife of Fir'aun, Sayyidah Asya radiallahu ta'ala anha, she picked up this prayer, she picked up this prayer. Now she's also got this worry that now see, my brother is going to the house of Fir'aun. Anyway, when she got to Sayyidah Asya radiallahu ta'ala anha, the wife of Fir'aun, she was a good person. She took this child in and then she made Fir'aun's mind. She said that this child don't care. This child, maybe he'll benefit us, maybe we'll take him as a son, let's keep him. So Fir'aun, well, he fell prey to that, alhamdulillah, and he kept the child. Nabi Musa alayhi salam, remember Fir'aun was going to kill every child so that he doesn't get anyone to overthrow him. Nabi Musa alayhi salam was born in the year that Fir'aun was killing. Then he grew up in the house of Fir'aun. He grew up in the house of Fir'aun, he wore the clothes of Fir'aun. And he was the Nabi who was going to overthrow Fir'aun. Subhanallah. Allah Ta'ala's way, Allah Ta'ala's plan is the best. And Nabi Musa alayhi salam grew up. There were some incidents along the way. And whilst Nabi Musa alayhi salam was growing up, when he was being fed, they hired wet nurses, hired milk mothers, foster mothers to feed him. He did not accept anyone's milk. Until Nabi Musa alayhi salam's sister came and she said, Allah Ta'ala spoke of this in Quran as well. Nabi Musa alayhi salam's sister came and said, I know someone from whom he will drink milk. This foster mother that I refer you to, from my family, he will drink her milk. He's not going to turn her away. They said, okay, try, bring her. She came. Who was it? The mother of Nabi Musa. She sat in the house of Fir'aun and fed her child. Allah Ta'ala says he brought coolness to her eyes in that way. He brought ease to her heart. And now, although the child was in the house of Fir'aun, every day she was feeding her child, every day she was looking after her child within the house of Fir'aun. Nabi Musa alayhi salam grew up, and when Nabi Musa alayhi salam grew up, he didn't like Fir'aun's way. He didn't like Fir'aun's way, and there were certain incidents as well where Fir'aun started to grow a dislike to him. And as Fir'aun started to grow a dislike to Nabi Musa alayhi salam, because Musa alayhi salam was against oppression, he didn't like what he saw, how Fir'aun was treating Bani Israel. There came an incident as well when Nabi Musa alayhi salam he saw a Israeli, or he saw one of Fir'aun's people hurting and oppressing one of Bani Israel. Musa alayhi salam got very upset. Now remember, he's Jalali Nabi of Allah, and he is a very strong and powerful Nabi of Allah. Ulama Ikram mentioned that if Musa alayhi salam had to hit the earth with his full force, it would split.
Allah.
That's how powerful he was, Nabi Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam saw that the person of Fir'aun's army, he was oppressing one of the Bani Israel. Musa alayhi salam gave him, the Fir'aun's army person gave him one hit. That man fell down, he died. Now, it wasn't the intention of Musa alayhi salam to kill him. He was to stop him from oppression. He made tawbah to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Allah Ta'ala says he accepted his tawbah of Nabi Musa alayhi salam for that. It wasn't not a sin, it wasn't intentional at all. But nonetheless, he made tawbah to Allah, Allah Ta'ala accepted. And then, as time was going, the next day when someone saw him from the people of Fir'aun, they said, oh, Musa alayhi salam, you want to kill us now also like how you killed that person yesterday? So it started becoming known. Someone came and told Musa alayhi salam, please, I got news for you. You need to leave immediately. You need to leave immediately because Fir'aun is coming after you. He's coming after you and he's going to kill you. Then Musa alayhi salam moved away. Immediately when he moved away, he got to a place called Madian, and there he saw, he was at a valley in Madian. Now he's a little bit distressed that Fir'aun and the army of Fir'aun is after him. What is he going to do? He's one person. So Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam was at that well, and there Allah Ta'ala spoke of how he saw, Musa alayhi salam saw people around the well, shepherds, that are giving their flocks water to drink from the well. But there are two young ladies that are standing at a distance, and they have their flock of sheep or their herd, and they are not coming close. So he realized that maybe they are in need as well, that they need help. So he asked them that, you all need any assistance? They said, yes, it's because all the men are here, and we as ladies, how are we going to go and feed our sheep, our herd or flock? So he said, okay, I'll assist. So the men folk went away, and Musa alayhi salam brought that flock, and there was a rock over the well. He used to take many men to pick that rock up. He picked it up himself, mashallah, very powerful. He moved to one side, he fed the flock, put the rock back, he went, he gave them their flock back, and he said, you all can leave. They went home, these two ladies. They went home, And then one of them came back and said that our father is calling you. Went home, we told our father what happened. Our father is calling you. He says that you must please come. So Nabi Musa says, okay, he comes. Our scholars mention as well that when Nabi Musa returned going back to her home, he didn't want for her to walk in front. He said, I'll walk in front, you direct me from behind. Why? In case any wind blows, parda is important, I don't want to see your shape. MashaAllah, so much of concern regarding this. But MashaAllah, he went to that home, and there he met the father of these two girls, Nabi Shu'aib alayhi salam. And he says that he opened his heart, he said to Nabi Shu'aib alayhi salam that, see, this is the difficulty I had. That I have this difficulty that Fir'aun's people are after me and I don't really know what to do. Nabi Shu'aib alayhi salam said, don't worry, I have, a plan of some assistance for you. And the daughter said, oh, Father, please reward him for what he's done. He's been so kind to us. So the father said, okay, I'll reward him. How will I reward him? He said, I want you to marry one of my daughters. I want you to marry one of my daughters, but you have a certain special payment to make. What's the payment? That you must remain in my service for 8 years or up to 10 years. Ya Allah. Now he's going to marry his daughter, mashallah, wonderful, but he's going to remain in his khidmah. One Nabi remaining in the khidmah of another Nabi. Very beautiful, mashallah, but he said, I'll remain in 8 years, or if I want, I'll go to 10 years, but don't hold me accountable if I leave at 8. Nonetheless, he spent time, and he spent time in the khidmah, in the company of Sayyidina Nabi Shu'aib alayhi salam, and then eventually he was leaving, and he married his daughter. Her name was Sarah, radiallahu anha, the wife of one of the wives of Sayyidina Nabi Musa alayhi salam. And as they left, and they went on, then they came to a place, it became dark, and he saw some fire from a tree. So he said, let me just wait here for a little while, maybe I'll go there. Where there's fire, there must be people. So I'll go there and I'll take some news and some guidance as to which direction we should head in. Or worst case scenario, if I get nothing else, at least I'll get some fire, we can bring it back, we can be warm. When he went to that tree, then Allah Azza wa Jal had spoken to him from that. Meaning, at that point, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to him and said, oh Musa alayhi salam, I am Allah Azza wa Jal. Now, I am giving you the command that now you must go to Fir'aun, for indeed he is transgressing the law. Nabi Musa alayhi salam said, oh Allah Azza wa Jal, Fir'aun wants to kill me. And it may be difficult for me. Nabi Musa alayhi salam's speech as compared to his brother's speech. Sayyidina Harun alayhi salam's speech was more fluent. He was more eloquent in, he found ease in speaking. So Nabi Musa alayhi salam said, please, my brother is afsah minni, meaning he's more eloquent than me, and at least he can assist me because they want to kill me. So please send him with me. So Allah Ta'ala said, okay, both of you go. And subhanallah Azza wa Jal, they both went to Fir'aun. And when they went to Fir'aun, Allah Azza wa Jal gave him signs as well. I think I'm going a little lengthy, maybe I must continue this tomorrow, if possible. But Allah Azza wa Jal gave him signs as well. He said, Allah, what signs am I going to have? Allah Ta'ala gave him 2 signs at that point. Allah Azza wa Jal told him, now you take your hand and you place it in your jayb. Meaning, jayb literally means pocket, but it's underneath his armpit, he would place it. And when he removed his hand, then it would shine brighter than the sun. It would shine immensely bright. And this was a mu'jiza, a miracle that couldn't be explained, couldn't be understood by everyone. In fact, can't be understood by anyone. It's a mu'jiza, it's a miracle. Allah Ta'ala blessed his Nabi. And Musa alayhi salam had a habit of using an asa. He used a stick. Not only Musa alayhi salam, various Anbiya alayhi salam, they had this. This was the sunnah of many Anbiya alayhi salam. They use a asa. They use a stick. So there's one part in the Quran where Allah Ta'ala mentions to Musa alayhi salam, oh Musa alayhi salam, what's in your hand? And he says, oh Allah, this is my stick. This is my asa. Allah Azza wa Jal, I use this to lean upon. And also I use this to move anything from my path and so on. And then Allah Azza wa Jal told him, oh Musa alayhi salam, place that stick down. So when he placed that asa, when he placed his stick down, it turned into a huge serpent, meaning a big dangerous snake. And then Allah Ta'ala told him, oh Musa alayhi salam, la takhaf, you mustn't fear, pick it up. I'll return it to its original form. And therefore he picked it up and it returned to its original form. So these were 2 miracles he was given. So when he goes to Fir'aun, he'll show these 2 miracles that perhaps Fir'aun will then understand. And Fir'aun will say that, okay, I understand and I can see that this is a miracle, this is not humanly possible usually, this is definitely a sign from Allah Azza wa Jal, that perhaps Fir'aun can listen. There was a beautiful story as well regarding Imam Ghazali rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, and where this waqi of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam is quoted. Why is it that Musa alayhi salam said, "Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, this is my stick"? You know, he could have said, "What is in your hand?" "Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, it's my stick." Allah knows it's the stick that you lean upon. Allah knows it's the stick that you use to move other things out of the way to clear your path. But what is the reason he was saying more and more things about his asa? Our scholars mention that it's for the reason that he had the opportunity to converse with Allah. He never wanted that kalam and that conversation to end. So the more things he could say, the more he would say. Subhanallah. Then he moved towards Fir'aun, and I think perhaps tomorrow, inshallah, we can continue with that. We don't want the session to become too lengthy. Allah give us the way to learn about his blessed Anbiya alayhi salam, to follow their way, and may Allah Azza wa Jalla keep us attached to his highest servants. Ameen bi jahi khatmi nabiyyin wa sallallahu ala sayyidina wa habibina wa mawlana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa barik wa sallim bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. La ilaha illallah.